Yeah. No! This show sucks. I have never seen a show which disrespects its audience as much as this one. Jey Uso has lost the world title. This is the same Jey Uso that they sacrificed the most stacked Rumble of all time. We had Seth, we had Roman, we had Punk, we had Cena, we had Drew, and we gave it to Jey, and he has now lost the world title. He had a terrible, garbage title reign. He had barely any memorable moments. He came out and did a yeet entrance, and then he'd run back the yeet, and he'd yeet again, and then he'd start a promo. He'd cut a promo out of breath, and then that was Jey Uso's title reign. He had one decent match with Seth Rollins, and that's about it. He lost to Gunther after trading sleeper holds for like 15 minutes, and now Jey got tapped out. So not only has Gunther lost aura by tapping out to Jey, he's now won it back with less aura. Jey has had he's just wasted a Royal Rumble. Does he look any better than before? Maybe, because he won a world title, he can have that next to his name. What a waste of time. One absolute waste of time. How are you rewarding the audience for being a loyal fan and watching every week when this is how you repay them? The Rumble was wasted. I watched the Rumble and saw Jey Uso win the most stacked Rumble of all time, and this is how he loses the title. Not only that, Gunther's obviously going to lose it to Seth. They have told us on television, that the long-term plan is for Seth Rollins to win the title, and they made Seth Rollins, a 40-year-old man, win Money in the Bank for the second time when he's a multiple-time world champion. So Gunther's not going to have it for long either. Why have we taken it off Jey? Why couldn't he have just held it till SummerSlam and lost it to Seth in a respectful manner? Sure, maybe it was a bit unpredictable, you could say that, but does it make it good? No. Anyway, let's get into the show. Kicks off with John Cena, who does the same promo that he's been doing for 3 months, from Chamber to now. You people, you audience, you lot used your voice. You called back R-Truth. You can't handle the truth. You could have used your voice to call out some competition. Used it for this bum. You people, this heel turn is a joke. It's terrible. And I don't know how much of this is Cena to blame. I don't think it's Cena, because when you see the rest of the show and the quality of the stories and the booking of the rest of the show, I think the blame is on Triple H. But I can now see why Vince never turned Cena heel. Because if you didn't have the story or the investment or the capabilities to invest in the story, it was never going to work. And obviously, Triple H and his writing team are not qualified and are not capable to have such a big deal on their hands, because they have ruined it. This is Cena's last year, and it's been awful. Saving grace, out came CM Punk, and we finally got to see the visual of Punk and Cena while Cena's world champion. We saw that visual at Chamber. They were both face. This was okay, but I think they're saving the proper pipe bomb, because CM Punk looked like he was holding back. He didn't really go after him. Like, CM Punk could have cooked him the same way Cody did. For some reason, CM Punk was like, Cody's the best we got. Why does everyone do this? Why does everyone bum lick each other on the show now? But yeah. Punk said he's not here to defend TKO or the billionaires. He's here to defend the people. Respect to Punk and Drew, because they are the only ones who have reacted and responded to the fact that Cena is trying to ruin wrestling by taking the title home, outside of actually being in the ring with him. Obviously, Cody did and Randy did. But this should be groundbreaking. Everyone should be fighting each other to take this. This should be like, people should be panicking. People should be upset. People should want to take it off him. People should want to, actually save the wrestling industry, cough, cough, Seth Rollins, by preventing Cena from doing this. So thank you for those two for being self-aware, or aware of what's happening around you and having some, emotional intelligence. Punk said the title corrupted him, but he's going to become a monster to beat the monster. As Cena replied with, he will face him in Saudi, which is kind of funny because CM Punk has made it very clear that he never wants to wrestle in Saudi. Now, I don't know if this is a case of Cena being a heel and just to annoy Punk, and then Punk's going to get written off TV and not attend, or if this is a case of TKO and Triple H not liking Punk and forcing him to go Saudi, or if it's a case of CM Punk going, oh, you know what, that check's pretty big, I might just go. You know what, fair play to CM Punk if that's the case, money talks. But yeah, this is a WrestleMania level match. This is a match we should have had at WrestleMania 29, even 28. But we're going to get a Saudi. So I hope CM Punk gets written off TV and this gets to SummerSlam, because the fact that it's in Saudi ruins everything. Saudi doesn't care. They'll just be happy to have a show. Just have Cena fight Rusev. Screw it. Who cares? You had Cena face R-Truth. Have him fight Rusev at Saudi. Save the Punk match for a proper pay-per-view. Come on, man. Saudi? At least the crowds have been a bit better recently there, but that's deflating. This was the ace that they had up their sleeve, and you're going to do it in Saudi. This was the one thing that could have redeemed this heel turn. You're going to do it in Saudi. Well, I hope we get some banging promo soon. I hope CM Punk drops a pipe bomb. I hope they go bar for bar, because we need it. This heel run is... Watch my video on it. I pointed out everything wrong with it. It's just so underwhelming. It's so underwhelming. Next, we have AJ Styles and Chad Gable in a nothing match. AJ hit the Styles Clash and win, and that's all there is to say about that. There's no point even covering this, because you had if the match means nothing, and you got two guys that are clearly excellent wrestlers, why can't you have it go on longer and actually let them have a good match? When there's nothing on the line, let people have a banger. Well, it ended in 5 minutes. Don't think it means anything. Michael Cole went, maybe if it was El Grande Americano, he would have won. Are we not bored of this? This is silly. King of the Ring King of the Ring round 1. We got Liv versus Kairi versus Roxanne versus Rhea. So King of the Ring is now clearly being rushed, because we're having fatal 4-ways in the first round qualifiers, because there's no time in between pay-per-views. So yeah, that's round 1. Roxanne and Liv teamed up a little bit against Rhea. I think Kairi Sane hit an elbow on Liv Morgan. I was about to pin Liv Morgan. Roxanne rolls up Kairi off of Liv, and Roxanne gets to win and is going to the next round of Queen of the Ring. Nikki Bella's backstage introducing herself to people for some reason. Cool. Why? Pointless. Waste of time. Becky comes out. Now, I was kind of not enjoying, but I was saying, this was given a spotlight to Lyra. This maybe, she's going to get a bit of a rub out of this. But now, I'm just seeing the same thing over and over again. We're just getting a Becky Lynch promo, and we get Lyra Valkyria comes out and tries to cut a promo. We get the same thing every week. It's getting boring. Have a brawl. Have some kind of character development. Have something happen. But Becky came out and said, Lyra raised my arm too aggressively. She almost dislocated my shoulder. I want her to come out and say sorry and then do it again properly. Lyra comes out, and then Bayley comes out and attacks Becky. No one popped. There was a bit of a pop, but do people care at this point? I'm not sure. Bayley, Becky, great matchup, but I think this feud is dead. I don't want to say it, but I think it is. I'm sorry. This feud died because you're not building any stories. You're doing the same segment every week. Becky comes out, cuts a promo, Lyra comes back, claps back. It's dead in the water. It's dead in the water. What does it matter anymore? You had a heatless match on a pay-per-view. The first match was, at least it was the first time, but that was also heatless. You don't know how to build anything. You don't have time to build anything between these pay-per-views. They're all 2 weeks apart. It's just not going well. It's not going well. Nothing makes you feel something anymore. And this segment has proven it. Because these two have had TV time. They have had segments. But you're not feeling anything anymore. Nothing makes you invested. Nothing makes you care. These superstars and their promos and the content of their promos do not make you feel anything. And now, just as Bayley was posing, R-Truth gets on the announce table. Now, this made me feel something. And that's because he got released for real. Don't listen to what Ribble H has to say, because R-Truth's son came out on Instagram and said that he was capping when he said that it was all part of the show. If it was all part of the show, then where's Sarah Logan and where's Carlito, who got released on the same day? Stop capping, Triple H. You're the one that said that this is not real. You're the one that's making a Netflix documentary saying, calling it unreal and showing the business. You're the one saying that kayfabe is dead. You're the one telling the fans to F off. So don't tell us that it was all part of the show when it obviously wasn't. Are you gonna treat us with respect, or are you telling us it's real, or are you telling us it's not? Because now you're trying to keep kayfabe And now you're trying to say it's a part of the show? No, that's damage control. That's you not trying to take responsibility. What you should have said is, yes, he was released, but we listened and we brought him back. We made a mistake. That's what you should have said. R-Truth got on the table and said, don't let nobody tell you that you don't matter. He said that your voice don't matter. Don't let anyone tell you that your voice don't matter. They heard you. They listened. And then he said, you think I'm a joke? You think I'm a clown? You think I'm a gimmick? And then he just got a pair of scissors and cut his hair off. Crowds started chanting, holy sh. And then he said, this is the return of wrong killings. And he walked out. Now that is a bit of something. Now the only reason that made me feel something is not because of no booking. That's because of a real life event. So no credit to Triple H for that. No credit to the WWE for that. That is something that we did. Our voice. And we get JD backstage. Liv is annoyed. Roxanne says, oh, I helped you not get pinned. And Liv said, oh, did you? And she's annoyed at Roxanne because obviously Roxanne got through to Queen of the Ring. Not necessarily at her expense because she was going to lose anyway, but she's still not happy with the result. And the Judgment Day is cooked. I'm going to say this every week. Please disband it. I really hope they don't go for Judgment Day 3.0 by kicking out Liv and then replacing her with Roxanne and then just continuing it. Just end it. Just end it and let everyone do their own thing. Because this is getting silly. Finn has to... Oh, I'm tired of beating this drum, but Finn is so much better than this. Dom is having the worst Intercontinental title reign in a long time. He's not doing anything. Same backstage segment. No progression of story. They're just all getting slightly annoyed at each other. And then nothing happens. Nothing capitalizes. Next we got King of the Ring. Round 1. Dom, Penta, Sammy... And who was it? Braun? Was it Braun Breaker? Yeah. Again, I mean, it was alright. We're only having Fatal 4-Ways now because they have no time to build it properly and do singles matches all the way, as a King of the Ring should be, traditionally. LA Knight attacks Braun Breaker, which was a bit messy, but I don't... do I like it? Because the brand split, like, do rules even matter anymore? Nothing, like, it doesn't make sense. Why should... You know what? Maybe I shouldn't even talk about it because nothing makes sense and I should accept that. There's no continuity. Nothing makes sense. Apparently the brand splits this thing. LA Knight shows up and attacks Braun Breaker. It's a bit messy, you know, but it is what it is. You know, we had Bayley return, we had R-Truth return, and then we have LA Knight show up. It's all a bit messy. R-Truth's one makes sense because, you know, they haven't confirmed if he's a free agent or if they brought him back as a, you know, in-between guy or what brand he's on. Cena showed up, he's meant to be on SmackDown. Like, you know, there's no brand split. Like, it's just... There are no rules. There are no rules. If there are rules, don't listen to them because it don't matter. LA Knight hit Braun Breaker with a BFT outside. Sami Zayn got the win. And that's all there is to say about that. Next we get New Day backstage with Grayson Waller. Grayson Waller looked like he was moaning, and obviously if you're around the New Day in this day and age, it's probably not good news because these guys are, you know, probably not good news for Mr. Austin Theory. Speaking of Austin Theory, where was he? He got massive Austin Theory chance the other week, and I don't think I've seen him on TV since. So is this, like, how much slower can this burn be? They've been teasing this for 2 years now. How much slower just do it. Just do it. Or if you're going to burn it more, then have Austin Theory be on TV. Let them have some interactions. You're telling me they couldn't get 5 minutes for these two to have a conversation with each other. You're telling me these two couldn't have 5 minutes to be on, like, a Miz TV. Or, you know, just any interview of Kathy Kelly. Instead, we have Nikki Bella backstage introducing herself to people. Instead, we have ads. Instead, we have videos of people entering the arena. This is silly. We could actually be making something here. We could actually be telling stories out here. I remember when Dean Ambrose left, he was on Jericho's podcast. He was like, do you not think if we didn't waste so much time running around trying to get rid of stupid lines out of my script, we could be trying to tell a story? But no. Apparently we can't do that. Apparently that's too much to ask. Nikki Bella comes out finally and announces another PLE. How many are we going to have this year? It's probably about double. I feel like they're every 2 weeks. So I bet we're going to have like 20 PLEs in 12 months. It feels like it's about double. Women Evolution's going to happen. Sure, it's good. That's good. The show's not going to be good though. Not because of the women, but because the stories suck. I bet they're going to have 2 weeks of build and it's all going to be thrown together at the end. And it's going to be 2 hours of ads. There's nothing to get excited about anymore, man. So she did that. Liv came out and then said, if you want to talk about the best woman in the division, you better talk about me. She's in a bad mood. And this was quite a good promo from Liv. She kind of felt like a bit of like, yeah, don't forget me. I'm a big deal around here. And I kind of believed her. So yeah, well done to Liv for that promo. She came out. They kind of traded some good bars with each other. Liv said, I have respect. I have a title. And I have a man, alluding to Nikki not having a man. I think Nikki clapped back saying, oh, at least I know who my man actually likes, alluding to, Dom and Roxanne doing a little, you can't trust that guy. You can't trust that sleazy guy. Dirty Sanchez looking at. Couple more bars were traded, and then Nikki tried to leave, and then Liv called her back by cussing her out or something, and then hit her with an oblivion. That's probably your main event, I guess, at Evolution. And that's that. Now we get to the main event between Gunther and Jey Uso. Oh, this is a slap in the face, man. Poor Jey Uso. He got given. They didn't capitalize him earlier when they should have. He lost over and over again. Main event Jey Uso. Every time he was in a main event, he lost. He lost to Gunther for the IC title. He lost about 3 times to Gunther for a world title. I'm sure he lost to Seth Rollins for the world title at some point. He lost multiple times to Roman Reigns for the WWE title. Poor Jey. And then they finally give him the Royal Rumble win. The most stacked Rumble ever, which he really shouldn't have won. All logic. He just shouldn't have won it. And if he did win it, then he won it for the sake of a viral moment and unpredictability, and so they could sell some Yeet merchandise. There was no long-term plan. And this proves it. First of all, Gunther hit Jey with a spear, and it was better than Jey's. Point number 1. Jey, stop using the spear, or if you're going to do it, hit it properly, please. Then, they traded sleepers for the whole match. Jey puts the sleeper on Gunther. Gunther puts the sleeper on Jey. Jey reverses Gunther. Gunther reverses Jey. Sleeper, 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 sleeper. Literally to the end of the match. And then, in the end, Uso put Gunther in a sleeper. Gunther reversed it. Gunther put Uso in a sleeper. And then Jey's gone to sleep. Didn't even tap out. That is how you end the world title reign of Jey Uso when he won the most stacked Rumble of all time and messed up the whole WrestleMania card. That Rumble is why we're in this mess right now. Because Cena sucks as a world champion. Jey sucked as a world champion. Respect to Jey, he's a hard worker. He grinded his way up. But, WWE, because of their marketing and their branding, and they need him to sell Yeet merchandise, and they need him to sell Yeet t-shirts, and they need the crowd to interact. So, because they're bots, they don't have a story to get them to react. So we need someone with an entrance theme and a catchphrase to get them to react. I don't know if it's Jey's fault, but all he's done is come out to a Yeet entrance, 10 minutes, comes out, runs it back, does Yeets again for another 5 minutes, then he's out of breath and he cuts a promo. Meaningless promo, due to the writers. Not Jey's fault. I don't think it's Jey's fault. Now, he is now going to be looked at as probably the worst, definitely the worst modern world champion, because Damien had a better reign, Seth had a better reign, Drew had 5 minutes, but I might even argue that was better because the way he won it and the way he lost it was excellent. Damien Gunther's first one, although not incredible, his IC title reign was better. It was still better than Jey's. Jey's now known as the worst modern world champion in history, or the worst modern world heavyweight title reign in history. It might even be, you could even put it up there with we're talking about big gold world heavyweight title. You could even put it up with there because it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. At no point did I feel like Jey was a main eventer during this title reign. At all points, I felt like he was, a tag team guy or a mid-carder who held a world title. And that is not good. And that is the problem with this whole thing. But if you were going to do that, you were going to give him that Rumble, where really it should have been Cena and Punk would have been the greatest final 2 ever, and we could have had Cena v Gunther, we could have had Punk v Cody, or the other way around. This is how it ends? Really? Really? This is how it ends. To a guy who, the only reason he was in this title match is because he beat up an announcer. He didn't earn this title match. He beat up Pat McAfee, and then showed up the next night on Raw and said, Jey, I've got a title match with you in a few weeks. What? That's who you lose it to? That's how you lose it? I'm tired, man. This show is exhausting. All the time, I feel like every time I watch a show, I just think of plot holes. I was like, oh, that doesn't make sense. Well, why have they done that? How can he do that? How can he get that title match when all he did is this? Why does he have to earn a title match? Why does he have to earn his way into Money in the Bank? Why does he have to earn himself into Elimination Chamber and Cena can just announce it? Why does he have to win a Money in the Bank to cash in a title match when Paul Heyman can just make one up for Sami Zayn on the other show? Like,